So with Marjorie Taylor Greene getting censored off of Twitter and all of the Jack Murphy stuff that's going on, I think it is time to once again talk about grifters and how all conservatives should at all times have their eyes peeled for anyone who is fake, anyone who is just saying the words that you want to hear. Like every 6 months, there's all this outrage over a Twitter overreach. Our First Amendment right to free speech is being trampled, and everyone's really upset about big tech censorship. And after a week, like everything, we are on to the new political snafu of the day. And while they don't do anything to help the problem, they are doing things, All the conservatives are on Twitter getting very upset about it. They go on Fox News, they get really upset about it. They talk about how America's getting taken over by the commies. And I'm seeing it again, and it never fails to infuriate me when we see all of the conservative Inc. guys, all of the actual establishment Republicans who have the power, who have the money, who have the influence to actually make good change, to solve the problem. But instead of solving the problem, they prefer to sell you a book for $30 about how AOC is a commie, or sell you a t-shirt, and somehow that is going to, help us fight the fight on behalf of Americans just like you. Your rights being taken away, your way of life being destroyed, your country falling apart. It's it's a fundraising opportunity. They aren't affected by this, The people who are being hurt the most by censorship are the average people. It's not someone with 1 million, 2 million followers. It's the person who has been shadow banned on YouTube and sitting there in the comment sections, leaving comments for just himself for 3 months. But I've said this before, and I'll repeat it again. The right-wing establishment is much more evil than the left-wing establishment because they pretend to be your friend. But the swamp does not know Republican or Democrat. The swamp doesn't know right or left. The distinction of the people of this country is patriot and enemy. And it's just so hard for me to tolerate or understand because the average, the true conservative understands that we have a swamp. They understand that we have this absolutely corrupt oligarchy in America, which holds incredible power, incredible sway, many politicians, all under this control, working every day to harm the lives, the liberties of the average American and to enrich themselves. But for some reason, this swamp is incapable of paying someone a few $100,000 in fundraising money to put up on a tie, to talk about his time in the military and to say, God bless America. They're incapable of that. But they aren't incapable of that. That is how the establishment operates. That is the way of the swamp. It's the way of domestic abuse. With one hand, they inflict unspeakable, wicked pain upon you, and with the other hand, the Republicans, they come over and say, "Oh, everything's all right. Well, I'm gonna save you. I love you so much. I'm the one who cares about you the most. I'm gonna make your dreams come true. I'm gonna save this country for the low price of a $39.95. Let's go Brandon t-shirt." It's crazy, right? Because these Republican senators and House representatives, they can shut anything down. They can be voracious whenever they need to. But in 2018, after years of nuzzling up to Trump and saying we need a wall, we're strong on borders, we're gonna cut down illegal immigration, they can't manage a measly $14 billion to build a wall in a budget where we're negative $2 trillion. It's such an absolutely disgusting system that we live in as well. Your House representatives, your senators, they don't hold anything true in their heart. They have no principle. When they go up to a podium, they're not doing it and speaking their mind and what they believe in. What you don't see is that before any public statement, there is a team of 30 people who are running test groups, who are seeing how each tie is perceived by the desired audience, how the wording of each phrase, all the issues are being polled, and then when they go up, it's just repeated. It's artificial. They are saying not their own words, but what a team of writers wrote for them because it was going to be the statistically most efficient speech for the desired audience. And the grift is not just politicians, it's the entire industry. Look at Jack Murphy. He's out here teaching masculinity to men for the low price of $99 a month. Teaching young men how to be masculine men in a feminist world. Teaching you how to be a patriot, how to take back your country, how to protect American values. This big conservative influencer, he knows all the correct handshakes. He's supported by all the right-wing donors. He's supported by all the mega groups that are pushing pushing conservatism into America? Well, turns out he's not actually this like masculinity guru. He is a guy who is bisexual and who enjoys shoving foreign objects into his anus on camera. He's a guy who forces his wife to go on random Tinder dates and have sex with him for his pleasure. That's what the kids call a cuckold. And of course, when all this comes out, he's the guy who vindictively calls upon every single power holder that he knows in order to ban and deplatform, censor everyone who was involved in bringing this to light. The establishment does not care about you. It doesn't care about the troubles and struggles and the wicked punishment which is being dealt onto the average American. They care about being praised and complimented by very important people and becoming extremely rich. They care about playing the game.